Hello, YouTube. Man, I am ready to watch this movie. I'm actually going to watch it a day early because in the theater I'm going to, it has it out a day early, so I'm going to watch it there. Um, Although probably will get this thing out about on Friday because the date actually airs because it probably is going to be aired pretty late at night. So yeah, it's probably going to come out a day late. Um, but oh my gosh, I really want to see this movie. So if you don't know, cause I actually did do a vlog about this movie and its trailer and everything, and about how excited I am to see it. I really want to see this movie because I am a huge fan of Peter Pan. Like, I've seen the original Disney movie so many times and I loved it. Um, I've also seen Hook so many times, and I've been watching an ABC show about it, and I've also been reading the book a bit. So I really do love this character. I always love the idea of how he never grows up and how much fun they can just have with this character. Um, And I'm really glad to see that the writer of Hook is actually coming in to do this movie. That gives me some more hope. But I really want to see what they can do with this. It's going to be sort of an origin story of Peter Pan, which has never really been done before. I mean, you don't really see the origin story of Peter Pan that often. And I don't know, maybe there's just some content that I haven't seen that had it, but I think this is going to be my very first time seeing this, aside from Hook, where there's no real origin. It's just kind of he was a baby, he went down in carriage, then Tinkerbell found him. That's pretty much it. Now what I'm kind of glad that they're having here is the Indians. I used to kind of enjoy them in the original movie of the Disney film, and I think it's going to be kind of cool to see them again. They definitely gave them more of a fighting premise here with giving Tiger Lily tomahawks. Um, Although people seem to have really cared about her race here, I don't really care. Maybe I just think that if the actress does a good portrayal, then that's all that's really needed. I mean, who knows? Maybe she was just perfect for the part, and it doesn't matter on her race. I don't think that should matter. Um, and there's also going to be Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard, and oh my gosh, he looks like he's having so much fun with this role. He looks like he's just trying to do everything he can with this role. He just looks like he's having a blast. Um, there's also going to be a new actor coming in for Pan, so that's going to be pretty cool. What the? Sorry. Um, Sorry, my friend just texted me. Um, and where was I? Okay, Pan's actor. Um, I kind of like what they seem to be doing with them here. They seem to make him not so sure about this idea, which, yeah, it's a pretty big step. Like, being here forever would be fun, but you're still here forever and you never grow up. That seems like they're trying to go more that route. Like, what would that feel like? Like, with all that pressure. Oh, and also, this movie seems to be more like a prophecy movie. I don't like prophecy movies. Um, I didn't really like it when I did with Alice in Wonderland, but hopefully it won't be too touched upon. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I have no idea. Um, there's also going to be the biggest thing that was concerning for me, which is going to be James Hook. Why is he concerning here? Because he's a good guy. Yep. James Hook is a good guy. Why? I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is going to be really cool. Maybe they'll have like a sequel to this movie showing Hook's slow progression into becoming the character that we all know. That would be awesome. But him as a good guy and working with Peter, this is just going to feel weird throughout the whole movie. But hey, if they can do it right and better than Anakin Skywalker at least, then that'd be pretty interesting of a story. We're also going to be seeing more of the mermaids, which, remember their whole entire, 30-second cameo in Hook? They're in this a little bit more, apparently. I'm kind of glad about that. And we're also going to be seeing TikTok, who, again, unlike Hook, is an actual living crocodile instead of stuffed. Yeah, that I never got that. Like, why even take him out of the equation? Like, just say that he left or something. You don't need to have him as a big stuffed creature. Or at least leave him, around the island or something. But, I still do think that this movie has a lot of potential. I'm really curious as to seeing what they do with it. The CG doesn't look that great, but with, all the fish and these bubbles and everything, it looks pretty cool. I think that the creativity can shine through what they do with this, with their kind of cheap-looking CG, then I think that'll definitely be pretty cool. And that seems to be more the angle that they're going for. So, pretty much that's about it. I've been waiting to see this movie ever since I saw the first trailer, which is about the time, when the first trailer came out. So I've been waiting to see this movie for a long time. And now it's finally coming out. I'm so ready to watch this movie. Again, I've been wanting to see it ever since I saw the trailer. Huge fan of Peter Pan. I have, this little hook thing in the back, if you didn't see that. Huh. I wonder if I did see that. Okay, so, yeah, I have that sort of stuff. I also have a little Tinkerbell thing here, because I used to be into that. So, I really am ready to see this movie. I'm so pumped up. I really do hope that this movie is going to be good. Although I'm trying not to build my expectations too high, because so far for it's been kind of bad reviews, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll enjoy it a lot. I don't know. I just want to see what I think of it, and I think it's going to be a really cool movie. So, yeah, I will see you in the after part. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, so, I have now seen Pan, and I think it was really good. But there are some problems. Now, one of the problems with this is the story. Now, the story, if you haven't seen it yet, which I'm guessing it's only been out for a few days, so I'm probably guessing that you haven't, the story is that, Peter is taken by all these pirates and stuff in 1944 during World War II. Totally when I thought he went to Neverland. I mean, him meeting the kids in the 1800s. No, he just had a time machine. He just borrowed it from Doc Brown. That's all he did. So pretty much, this kind of does mess up the timeline, but I guess they just wanted to do it back then. Although I think if they just wanted World War II fighter planes to be shooting down a pirate ship, that's why I think that they wanted that. And they do, and that's a really fun scene, but I think that's just like the step that they really wanted to go with for this whole entire thing. Um, so he gets to Neverland, and we find out that all these orphans are being forced to mine for pixie dust because somehow pixie dust in this movie allows people on Neverland to not age. You thought that was the power of Neverland itself? You were far wrong on that. No, it's the pixie dust. It's clearly the pixie dust. And I guess that this is kind of a little bit of an explanation as to why the boys and the orphans and everything don't age on Neverland. Like, I mean, they can age. Like, Hook, he says that he was taken there when he was a kid, and now he's like an adult. I just now realized, like, okay, wait a minute, so I guess that the pixie dust is what he would need to not grow up. So that's sort of just how it works, I guess. That's the best explanation. And then we find out that if you steal pixie dust, or if you claim it as, hey, I found it, it's mine, or if you're just rude to people, yeah, even being rude can get you put onto a board and almost thrown to your death. Or thrown to your death if you don't know how to fly. But Peter can somehow fly. At first I thought, like, he might have kept the pixie dust in his pocket or something. But no, later on they say it's because he's half fairy prince, I guess. But I guess that's an explanation. I guess that would mean, like, why he wouldn't grow up. But wouldn't that mean that he would never grow up? So technically he should still be like a baby or something? Or is there like a certain age to where he doesn't grow up? This doesn't answer anything. Or is it like when he gets to Neverland, then he'll never grow up? And then it's like if he leaves Neverland, then he'll grow up, thus causing the Robin Williams movie. Is that how it works? I'm just going to assume that's how it works. So now he has found out that, okay, his mom might be on this island, so, well, now he's gonna go search for his mom. But of course he's locked in a cell, so he can't really do that. But through the help of James Hook, yeah, James Hook is helping Peter Pan. Totally saw that coming. Yeah, I would totally expect Peter Pan and Captain Hook to be working together. I always saw that. What, you never saw that? I always did. So, yeah, they work together to get out of the mine, and Hook has this big escape plan that all relies on Peter flying. Peter does not know how he flies, so they manage to make up their own way of getting out. But that's when they meet Tiger Lily after they've gone out, and she fills them in on this really boring prophecy, and this is where the movie suffers. The prophecy is pretty much just that. It's just the dumb prophecy. There's the one person that can save us. He's the one that we've been waiting for, so he's special. So let's just make him do this prophecy. And that's where it suffers. And it does this for most of the middle of the movie. The middle is by far the worst part. This is where it just feels like there's no creativity, nothing going on, and all that's going on is just, oh, it's a prophecy, it's a prophecy. You have to listen to the freaking prophecy. But luckily at the end they do drop this and go back to their more creative and imaginative side, which they had at the beginning. And I'm glad that they did that because it would have really suffered if they didn't. Now there are a lot of things that go wrong. There are a lot of things that I do like with this movie, like, I do like Hugh Jackman's performance as, Blackbeard, even though his reasons for doing stuff don't really add up. I mean, I get why he's getting all this pixie dust, it's because he doesn't want to die or anything, but does he use half of that pixie dust on his ship? Or does his ships have, like, these flying mechanisms inside of them? Like, I was talking this with my friends when we left the theater. Oh yeah, we talked for like a half an hour about this. Like, I'll show you a clip at the end of this video, like, what we were talking about a bit. I only got like 22 seconds of it, even though we talked for like a half an hour. Really wish I started recording sooner. We had a lot of fun talking about it, but, basically, I do think that there's like a mechanism in the ship, but like if there isn't, was he just like using pixie dust on it? Like, hey, let's waste our pixie dust for our ships to be in the sky. I know that sounds pointless, but it's not. I know there's some water right over there, but I really want to see ships fly. Don't judge me, it's just my reasoning. Oh, and when he finally gets like this whole entire big area full of pixie dust, and there's like pixie dust in the rocks and everything, he does start knocking down the rocks, or something that would be smart. Like, what he actually ends up doing is, he's saying, burn the pixies, burn them. Now, this is so weird. Why burn them? Would burning them somehow make all their pixie dust just fall from their little corpses? Well, how does that work? And will, like, all their pixie dust just, like, fall down from them? Like, burning them will not help you get pixie dust. Burning them will just kill them, and taking away all your means of getting the pixie dust. So, pretty dumb plan there. Now, there are some things that but aside from that, he's a lot of fun. Although, like, when he's talking to Peter about this prophecy and everything, he, for some odd reason, takes tons of pauses. Like, during that whole entire scene where they're just talking, he's just like, have you come to kill me, Peter? Pause. Line. What was my line again? Oh, yeah. I don't believe in fairy tales. Oh, okay. Thank God. I thought you forgot there. Okay, so we're going to do that scene again, right? What do you mean we got it? We just took like 10 seconds of pausing there. Okay, I guess we're still going with it, alright. I guess that works if you want. But that was something that was really weird to me. Like, why was he taking all those pauses? What was the need? But then after him, there is Peter Pan himself. Okay, so Pan himself is actually a pretty good character here. I really do like what this kid did with his performance. This is this kid's very first role, and I just think that he did have a very strong beginning. Like, I can really see this kid going in and doing some other stuff. He does do really good here. And also, I was surprised to see this, but this is the very first time I've actually heard Peter Pan swear, aside from when he's an adult. Like, this is the very first time I ever saw Peter Pan as a kid cuss. Okay, let me get out my cuss jar here, because I want you to say what he said. Peter Pan actually says the word hell. I was so surprised to hear this. This is something that I don't know why, I'm just really surprised. This was the very first time I ever heard him cuss when he's not an adult. So, I was really surprised. Just pointing that out there, like, he does cuss. I was so surprised by that. But he does a good job with his performance. And I do think that he brought a lot to the character. But I do also like the way that he's written. He's sort of written like he doesn't want to have all this responsibility, but he's still gonna try and go with it just to get his mother back. And I'm not gonna tell you what happens with the mother, you'll just have to see that for yourself. But pretty much, one of the things that I was very interested in with Peter is him at the very end. Now, at the very end, like I said before, his mother basically, had a kid with this fairy prince guy for some reason, because I guess that she just likes fairy prince guys. And pretty much that guy, his father died, and now his mother has saved him, by getting him to the normal world, and now, crap, dang it, pretty much he comes back, and now he's, like, commanding all these pixies and everything. Now, he's forcing these pixies to do things against their will. Like, they're obviously more peaceful creatures, because, I mean, like, they're all just, like, flying away. They don't want to get in trouble. They just don't want to fight. They just want to be peaceful and everything. And now Peter comes in, and he's, like, forcing them to fight, take people off of the boat, drop them into a place where they will die, and doing that to so many people, and he looks downright evil here. I mean, good God, I don't know what happened here, but he looks downright evil. I mean, just like the look in this actor's eyes, like he looks like he's about ready to kill someone. I'm like, Jesus, what? This was a big surprising ending, but he looks like downright evil. Especially when he kills Blackbeard. Yeah, I'm sure that's not a big surprise. Like, Blackbeard will die, and we don't hear him in any of the other Peter Pan stories, I don't think. I haven't seen all of them, but yeah, we don't really see him in them, so I'm assuming, so yeah, it's no real surprise that he died. But pretty much now, he has killed him, so now Peter Pan is also a murderer now. Did you expect that? I didn't. And so there are a lot of cool things about this, but he just looks so evil when he's about ready to kill him. He just looks like, dude, put me through so much, I'm going to freaking kill you. And he does, and he just looks so evil while he's doing this. But I really do hope that there's a sequel for this that kind of plays in with that. I'll talk about when I get on to the next character, which is Hook. So, the Hook here, there are tons of moments in this, I'm not gonna lie, there are tons of moments where it's really easy to make jokes. Like, it's real simple to make jokes about, how they're not gonna be friends later. Like, even the movie starts doing it. Like, at the very end, they're just like, yeah, you and me, Hook, we're always gonna be best friends forever. And they're like, yeah. I'm just like, really? You couldn't even help it? Wow. And they're also just like, oh, well, is he a pirate? No, not yet. Yeah, we're gonna call him a captain. We'll call him Captain Hook. Also, his parents' last name is Hook. I always found that weird. Like, why is his last name Hook? I thought that was just like a title that he came with or something, but really, his last name is Hook. I've known this for a while, but why is his last name Hook? Who called someone Hook? Like, who said their last name? Like, you know what I want our last name to be? Hook. It's gonna be real cool. I expect one of us to lose our hand one day. Just one of us will do it, and then we'll just, like, keep the name. It'll play a part. But there are also some things that are kind of nice little references to him becoming Hook. There's, like, very subtle references. Like, in the beginning, when we first meet Hook, we see him sharpening up his pickaxe in the mine with a hook. Why is he sharpening a pickaxe with a hook? I don't know. And that just sort of shows, like, he already had a hook. That's kind of cool. Also, later on in the movie, I kind of made this joke just for myself. Pretty much, like, his ship is going overboard, and, like, this hook cars into this diamond and saves him. I'm just like, this is basically all that I said, during that scene is, oh, Hook saved my life. You know, I really gotta pay respect to these hooks one day. One day I'm just gonna do something with a hook. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be something. So there are a lot of things that, but aside from that, he does kind of have his own character. But it's kind of a character that we've already seen. His character felt and looks very much like an Indiana Jones sort of thing. Like, the way that that his costume looks. It looks very much like Indiana Jones, and his personality's kind of like that too. So I'm guessing that they got a lot of inspiration for Hook here off of Indiana Jones. It just really seems like that. Um, Although, okay, basically, here's what I want to happen in the sequel. This is pretty much, if there is ever going to be a sequel, this is what I really want to happen. Like, this would be a really cool way to set up how Hook will become Captain Hook. Okay, here it is. There might be some spoilers for, like, what happens in the movie. Okay, so pretty much after Pan has now helped out all these orphans and everything, he slowly is starting to get addicted to pixie dust. I know this sounds strange, but this is really but bear with me here, this is really what I want to happen. Like, he'll basically, like, become a drug addict to it. That's really what I want to see. Yeah, I really want to see this for some reason. And pretty much, like, eventually it goes so far that out of nowhere he'll cut off Hook's hand, feed it to a crocodile, and that'll cause Hook to snap. That'll just cause him to completely snap and become Captain Hook. Like, he can't trust anyone anymore because of this, and that's sort of what happens. And then later on, Peter's, like, trying to make up for it. He's trying to do everything he can for it, but Hook is too far gone. He's already lost his hand. He's already lost so much now. He just can't go back to the way he was. That is what I really want to see from this. If they ever make a sequel, that's what they need to do. That is my dream sequel for this movie. I really do hope they do something like that, because that'd be awesome, but if they don't, then I'll be fine with it either way. I just really do think, like, if they do want to do a sequel for this, which it seems like they're trying to do, at the ending of this, then I really do hope that they do that, because that seemed like it would be a really interesting turn. And one last thing I want to bring up with Hook here is the Disney movie. Not, like, anything about his character in that, like, just one thing that he does in the Disney movie. In the Disney movie, he has Tiger Lily tied up and is about ready to drown her. Actually, he leaves her there to drown. Now, taking that in mind, with this movie, they have a thing. So basically, I think something will happen to trigger him not liking her anymore. Something will trigger him to do that. And have no mercy towards her. Something will cause that. I don't know why, just like, it really seems like that. And now, speaking of Tiger Lily, let's talk a little bit about her. Okay, so with Tiger Lily, there's not too much to her. Now, there are some things that I do like about her, like, she is a pretty cool fighter. She does have some really cool tomahawks and everything. She's also very loyal and honorable to her family traditions, and I do feel bad for her. If you've seen the movie, then you'll see why. Like, something that happens to her father, that makes me feel a bit bad for her. Even though we don't really get to know her father. Outside of that, there's not much to her. She's just kind of there. She's basically just like, oh yeah, prophecy. Did you forgot about that? Just so you know, there's still a prophecy going on. We know that was so easy to forget all those other 50 times that we brought up, but prophecy. So aside from that, there's not really much to her. But I still really do like how she is. Like, she's pretty cool. And she's very loyal and honorable to her family traditions, but aside from that, not much. So for the movie itself, I do think that it does have some creativity and imagination to it. There definitely is that going for it, but there's not, the middle can get very slow and boring. There's not too much to be found in the middle, and while the beginning of the movie is pretty good, and it's definitely, like, my favorite part, it's still kind of slow getting up to it, and it really just made me question this child care service. So, the movie itself is good. Go check it out. It did build up to some of my expectations, but not all of them, and I still think it could have used a bit of work. So it's still pretty good. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's definitely worth it. And that's pretty much it. Bye. Although first I gotta show you guys this little video. 1 second. Okay, so this was basically me and my friends kind of talking about the movie. Yeah, crap.
Oh, yeah, I know, but he wanted to, I guess. Oh, hey, you're gonna be in my video now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna force you to be in this video of mine. Bye. Bye.
Okay, so that was pretty much it. We had a half an hour conversation. I got 22 seconds. Awesome. I did great at timing there. So, yeah, bye.